President Trump followed up on his plan to ban transgender members of the U.S. military with a memo issued late on Friday night. It says troops with a history or diagnosis of gender dysphoria could only serve under, quote, limited circumstances. 4 federal courts already issued injunctions, at least temporarily halting President Trump's original ban from last year. All of this is raising questions for trans people who are already in the ranks or hoping to enlist. Vera Bergengruen is a Pentagon reporter for BuzzFeed News, joins me now via Skype from Washington, D.C. First, this is like a classic Friday night news dump, something very important, very late on Friday night. Who does it affect?
That's the thing. It was a news dump, and it took a long time for legal and military experts to even understand who it's going to affect. And it's still rather unclear because a lot of people who came out openly as transgender under the Obama administration's policy in 2016 are going to be able to stay according to the new policy and kind of be grandfathered in. But anyone who has undergone gender reassignment surgery is going to be impacted by this. They are now disqualified from serving in the military. And there are some exceptions to that, but it's honestly still very unclear. A lot of these lawyers and people who are involved in these lawsuits are kind of trying to dig through it and figure out exactly who falls under these exceptions.
How big is the population of transgender people that are serving in the military or perhaps just being recruited?
Right now, it's under dispute because this isn't really something that is quite recorded. This study commissioned by the Pentagon in 2016 put the number between 1,300 and 6,000, and some people say it's as high as 14,000. But of course, not all of those have undergone gender reassignment surgery, so it's kind of a blurry line there.
The president's, or at least General Mattis's argument is this is decreasing military effectiveness and lethality. There have been studies that have taken a look at this. Where does this fall?
Well, the Pentagon, like I said, commissioned a study in 2016, and I spoke to the authors of that study with the Rand Corporation, who said that they looked at every available data point. They looked at foreign militaries who have transgender service members, and their conclusion after an entire year was that it would have very, very limited impact on the military and on healthcare costs, which is something that the president pointed out when he decided to ban transgender service members. So what Mattis says in this filing on Friday is that he says that study was faulty, that these foreign militaries don't have the same requirements for their troops, and that they were using data collected by the Pentagon since the Obama era regulation was put into effect. So basically, they're saying the study that the Obama law was based on was not good. It was faulty.
All right. So there on the one hand, there's the presidential policy that the courts have stepped in against and issued injunctions, and this is now the Pentagon policy. Does this mean more lawsuits, or is this something distinct?
Probably means more lawsuits. It's a little unclear whether this new policy now, just because it is a new one, kind of gets rid of the old lawsuits and puts new and will be kind of be spawning a new kind. But it definitely will mean more lawsuits. And what the president basically did is he canceled his original ban, a full ban, and says, I'm deferring to Mattis, I'm deferring to the military. And the military basically recommended this new ban with a few exceptions.
All right, Vera Bergengruen, Pentagon reporter for BuzzFeed, joining us via Skype from Washington. Thanks so much.
Thank you.